Assalamualaikum everyone. Back with my podcast, Mental Health always with another special guest. Let me introduce to you my very old friend. Actually, she used to be my ex-student when I was a teacher. So surprise, surprise, she's here. I wasn't that bad of a teacher, was I?
Nope, not at all. I mean, I got a scholarship out of it.
Yeah, wow. Congrats.
Thank you.
Scholarship ba to?
Yes.
Oh my god! Wow. I had no idea. Where was I?
You were still teaching
see,
at the
you see how
time.
checked out I was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't realize anything. Anyway, let me introduce to you Farah. Please tell us a bit of your background.
Well, I'm Farah. I'm 36. I'm a sales and key account manager.
Today's topic is all about life after divorce. Okay, why this topic has come about is because we're really aware these days there's a lot of divorce cases, a lot of single moms, single dads. Okay, so we're gonna hear from Farah, who has willingly, bravely volunteered to share her experience. Okay, let's just talk a little bit about uh, history and then today. Okay, so what year were you married? Oh wait, how many times have you been married?
Twice.
Twice. I told my husband 3 times. I don't know why.
Excuse me.
It looked like someone who's married 3 times. I don't know. I kind of thought. Ouch. I don't know. You always have stories for me. I'm lost track, Bob. Kenapa? Okay, let's hear. So you got married at what year? Which year was that?
My first marriage was
Mhm.
in 2009. And then
2009. You were how old at that time?
20.
Oh, muda.
I was very young.
Okay.
Yeah.
You must have been in love, obviously, to get married that young.
Young and stupid.
Okay.
And I was also in love. So
At the time. At the time.
At
Yes.
the time.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
And then how long did that marriage last?
Less than a year.
Years.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I don't mean to be like, but okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of months.
About 7 months.
Wow. Okay. And then, but you had one child.
I had
With
one
him.
child with him.
Right.
So I still do have one child.
Okay. Okay. One child. Full stop. Okay. And then you got divorced when he was still a baby. Or?
Yeah, he was still a baby. He was less than a year. Yeah, I was just not ready to be married at the time. And I just started studying in the UK and I wanted the freedom and, quickly realized that I didn't want to be married.
All right. So you went to UK after the divorce?
After the marriage. After the wedding.
After the wedding, you went off.
Yes.
Probably that's one of the reasons.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
you were doing
Yeah.
long distance.
Yeah, and I
Right.
was also going with all the single friends, who's trying to enjoy life in uni, and I
Okay.
wanted to be part of that, and I didn't want to be the married one.
Oh, right. So friends, I thought your crowd does play a role in the stability of your marriage.
Of course, like it's peer pressure is real.
So you're saying you had friends who were like enjoying a social life,
Yeah,
and you kind of wanted to join them, and you felt,
I'm missing out.
were you not allowed to go out? I mean, like you're studying.
I am, but to a certain level lah. You might you're married. Do you really want to go out and do anything as you wish?
Oh, that's your thinking?
Yeah.
I would have gone out anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, I was 20. What do I know? Nobody should be married at 20.
Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking, if you wanted to go out, you're 20, you're single. Hey, you're married.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going out there. Macam self-control mo ada ka?
I don't think I have at the time.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because if you were, let's say, married and you're like 40, you're in love with your husband, let's say you still respect your husband, let's say.
Yeah.
I think, like, if you wanted to go out, in my opinion, boleh je jalan. But, like, pandai-pandai lah, you know what I mean?
but let's be real about the cultural expectation.
Oh, this is
You
what you
know?
think about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, like the cultural expectation that, okay, I'm going to UK, but I'm married. Like, I don't think my husband at the time was giving me all the freedom to do all that as
Oh,
well.
okay,
You know,
okay.
he'll be wanting to call me all the time,
Okay,
get
where are you?
connected and all that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Especially like, it's yeah, it's too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Probably also the relationship
Yeah.
doesn't allow you to freely
Yeah.
go. You don't feel good about
Yeah. Just
enjoying.
exactly.
Okay.
So
Okay, that makes sense. It does make sense.
yeah,
Yeah, it depends.
I think so.
Because I think, okay, if I were to, compare,
Yeah.
hello, my husband, he would just say, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
have fun.
also
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Like, I think that's the thing. When you choose a husband,
Yeah.
it's got to be, if it's as young as you were,
Yeah.
mesti ada that understanding.
also we
like,
have 10 years age difference.
okay, so
Yeah,
he was 30?
he's 30 plus. Yeah, 30. Yeah.
Oh, so he must have seen you as a little
Yeah.
girl? Maybe, I don't
Wouldn't
know.
say that way,
I
but
mean, like you're much younger lah,
yes.
basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the kind of person he was lah to you.
Yeah, and I think I set myself to it as well. Like I think like, okay, this is how I'm supposed to behave if I'm married and all that. But I just couldn't wrap it around my head.
Yeah, that's the
you know?
idea you have about marriage.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
I wasn't
interesting.
then unfortunately, I only went into that thought process after I was married. I didn't think about that before I got married, right? It's
Okay,
like
okay.
okay, it's too late now. I'm
So
married.
Shimana, let's get this straight. So you are 20, you met this guy, you'd known each other.
Yeah, for a couple of years.
a
We
few
we were
years.
together, I think maybe 4 years.
Andang boyfriend mula
Yeah,
for 4 years
yeah.
and said, okay, kawin, okay, got married, okay, fine. And then you decided to think, what is marriage? Is that
Yeah. I was
That
like,
sounds
okay,
that's
it's
what
like
I'm
a good
hearing.
idea to get married and all that. And
That's what I'm hearing now. Like, okay, I'll marry because let's do it. And then, oh, okay, how do
Yeah.
we do it?
exactly. I was young and stupid, and I thought I should just get married. And
a
but
lot of people have that.
yeah,
A lot of people do start this way.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I have heard situations where they say it's not a perfect match.
yes,
But kawin now, it'll change later. I hope they will change later.
Yeah.
Do you ever have that?
but I
Thinking?
think it's more about like like a lot of people make the wrong decision to get married like quickly from the fear of looking around you. Like you see how hard it is to find the one this day, and then you tend to settle and like
Right.
okay, I don't think I'll find another
Like,
a better person.
You'll do.
Yeah.
You're here now.
Yeah,
The
you'll
here and now.
change. Yeah.
You'll get better over time.
yeah. I'll change you or you're going to change.
Yeah.
No.
This change
no.
talk makes me
No.
have a headache, right? No, but it's really, that is one of the things
Yeah.
that I don't get to hear much from the men's side.
Yeah.
I only get to hear a lot from what the women think.
Yeah.
And I have heard a lot about them saying, yeah, I want to marry so bad.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And then I was hoping he would change.
Yeah. No, don't ever, ever live by
Yeah.
that.
That's like one of the recipe for disaster, I would say.
Yeah. No, or you know what? If you believe that he's going to change, don't stay until he's changed. Let him do that on his own. If you believe he's going to change, good. Tapi, you know what? Step back. Let him do that by himself. You're not going to be able to be his therapist or anything like that. Come back when he's ready.
And you can say this now.
Yes, definitely. Personal experience.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
I learned it the hard way, but
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you would know.
yes,
Because I've known you for many years.
many, many, many
And
years.
you have said many times, Aku jadi terapisnya.
Yes,
Aku bilang jadi terapisnya.
it's
Like,
so dreadful. It's a but then well, I'll just share this in for like okay, my latest recent experience. My
so we jump to the now today.
yes, to the now today. Let's jump to that because I think that this is something that I would love to share. So maybe it could benefit someone somehow,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't wish this upon anybody.
Okay. What is it?
So,
What is it?
so my last relationship didn't work out.
This is a boyfriend.
This is a boyfriend.
Okay.
And mind you, today I've been divorced for 6 years.
Okay. This
yeah,
is after the second marriage.
after the
obviously.
second marriage. So 6 years since I got divorced.
Okay.
And then I met this guy probably a year ago and then was in a relationship with him shy of 1 year lah.
Okay. Couple of months.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I met him when he just got divorced, less than 2 years, maybe probably a year after he got
Okay.
divorced.
So he's a divorcee as well.
Yes, he's a divorcee with 3 kids.
Okay. So he would understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
well, he came when I least expected, and it was like really nice. We just get along.
Mhm.
We laugh and we had the connections and all that.
Right.
And then I knew from the get go when I first met him that
Mhm.
he is still his life is still messy. It's only
Oh.
been a year since he got
Right.
divorced.
Right.
Like he doesn't have boundaries with his ex or in his
Yeah,
life
He's
and
still
all.
living.
He's
I mean,
still-
his life is very much still with the previous
Yes.
relationship.
Yeah, he was still sorting things out, and
Mm.
I don't think he had the tools to even sort it out.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, oh, you know what? I've been there. I've done that. Why don't I help you? I know what to do. I knew what it feels like, how it felt like not having the tools or support
Yeah,
or
going through the struggles.
yeah, going through the struggles and nobody helped me. But we'll get back to that part. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I thought I could help him.
Yeah.
I'll guide you through. I'll hold your hands, and in the
Yeah.
meantime, we'll just like love each other.
Yeah.
But that really, no, don't do that to yourself. I mean, whatever it is, however smitten you are with the new relationship that just came about into your
Oh.
life, don't ever forget about yourself. Like, don't become his therapist. Like, it's
Yeah.
not your job.
This
Uh,
is a situation where the guy is also not thinking straight lah, basically.
Yeah.
Like he's not over something yet. Still in a recovery journey, I think.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Like he was
think
still in that path of like
yeah, recovery.
yeah, macam yang baru shock carai jua. So
Yeah.
it's like and then okay, you're probably a good distraction, like okay, accompany
Yeah.
them, but he's
And
not
I
ready.
I realize it now that I ignored a lot of the red flags because like in the beginning of the relationship, all he talks about was his ex and his ex's family or anything like that. And I thought,
Right.
and at one point, I actually told him, I said, I would appreciate maybe you don't share a lot about your ex
Yeah.
because really it's your past.
Right.
We're in the future. Let's
Right,
move
right.
forward.
I mean, even if it was a normal relationship, two single people who've never had relationship,
Yeah.
marriages, to talk about your ex-girlfriend, let's say.
Yeah,
It's like
it's not okay, guys. It's
boring,
not
like,
okay.
What are we doing? It's confusing.
Yeah, sometimes less is more. You
Ah.
don't have to tell us about your past, but what's important is that you're moving forward. If
Yeah.
you talk about your ex, it's just a sign that you have not moved on.
Yeah, you're still thinking.
So,
You're still.
yeah, it still bothers you somewhere, somehow. Like,
Oh, ba. Oh, ba.
Tapi I think bottom line on that part is that don't date anyone yang baru divorce setahun.
Oh.
At least give them 2 years.
Also does depend. Also does
That depends. You know what? Maybe macam regardless of what he told you, I'm ready for a relationship. But you know what? Maybe have a follow up question. What have you done to make you say that you are ready?
I'm sure you asked him that question. Or didn't
Maybe
you?
not.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, takot
I know. I mean, hey,
Oh,
I gotta
God.
learn.
In the hard way. It's okay.
Yeah.
So you've got this experience, right?
Yes.
So you understand
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Because I remember it's like you really want to make something work. Right?
I
This is the thing.
do. I do.
Yeah,
I
this is
did.
the thing.
Did.
This
Did.
is the thing about. I don't know about guys. I really can't speak for guys, but for girls, I understand. Like the nature is like, okay,
Yeah.
he's a good person.
Yeah.
He's a good person. You know, even guys. I believe some men also, when they fall for like I don't know the wrong girl, whatever, they will see everything great with the girl. Like
Yeah.
they'll make it great.
Yeah.
And but the friends will be like, no, you know, like
Yeah.
my friends, people outside can see, but you won't necessarily acknowledge it because
Yeah.
you don't want it to end.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
also, I think the pressure of I'm now 36. So I feel the pressure.
And
I feel the pressure of
okay,
finding
a partner,
a partner.
A partner.
So I was like, okay, maybe I was also fearful of like my age at the time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I gotta find someone now,
like
now.
this better work.
Yeah, macam, aku naman single. But
Can
no,
gawin ko. I need to be
Inda.
married.
Don't ever do that to yourself. No, 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 no.
You can say that now.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I understand a lot of people
Yeah.
do go through this, and they're not even 36. Some are even as young as 28.
Yeah.
Feeling this pressure.
Yeah. I
This
know.
pressure is what's gonna get you in trouble. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's when you just like, okay, mana saja, whatever, macam leftovers, ambil tu
Macam
saja, janji
time
boyfriend.
clock is ticking on you.
Yeah. Next.
Baik ada orang kalau
Yeah.
nada makin terdepress daripada pedal like
Yeah.
down.
Exactly.
That is
Macam,
so
no.
hard.
Don't ever do that to yourself. No.
Okay. Yeah, that's one really good piece of advice.
Yes.
Okay. Pressure comes from I don't know.
Everything you saw on Instagram, your friends and all that. Macam,
Yeah.
oh, si Joy,
Friends
she's got a
banyak-
partner and all
Friends
that.
lah, I think banyak.
Yeah, I think
like,
it's whether you like it or not, they're the major, influence in your life.
oh,
You see someone, oh, si Joy, she's got a husband and kids and everything is working
yeah,
well.
She's so happy.
Yeah, they're getting married. Why is it not
Yeah.
happening to me? No,
Oh.
your time will come. Just don't rush it.
Yeah.
It's not worth settling for less.
Mm.
Don't sell yourself short.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
No, know your worth. You're amazing.
Mhm.
You know what? I can say that today that I am in a much better place.
Mhm.
I think I'm amazing. I think I can bring a lot to the relationship,
Mhm.
and I've learned a lot. I had to, I have to
You
get
had
up
to-
so many
You
times,
had
but
to grow up.
yes,
Yeah, it's about
yeah,
getting to that level.
I'm
right?
not gonna, I'm not gonna, I'm not willing to just settle for anything less than what I deserve.
Oh, huh? Yeah, true. Yeah, you have been through a lot. So let's rewind again.
Yes.
Back to okay. So you finally got divorced.
Yes.
Can
I
I,
got-
ask you what was the determining factor of finally getting divorced? Because you're 10 years apart. You had a relationship long distance.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a child.
Yes.
What do you remember? When was the last straw you decided? You know what? I'm gonna do this. Charaita. Because I can imagine deciding to get divorced is not an easy decision to
As
arrive to. So in your situation.
as bad as it sounds,
Mm.
like I just lose interest. Like I lost my interest towards him. I don't really wanna be married, and I just don't wanna be calling him and all that. And I was just like, I wanted freedom.
Oh.
I wanted to be free. I wanted to be single.
Mm.
So I'm like, just not willing to work on the marriage at all.
Oh God.
So I did everything you could imagine
Uh-huh.
to destroy the marriage and actually filed the divorce when I was still in the UK. And yes, I was 20 and I was
Right.
young. And I'm not saying this as an excuse, but I'm telling you guys, don't get married at 20.
Yeah.
Live your life first. How old were you when you get married?
28.
There you go. I think probably
29.
makes
29 kali, nakuingat. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you were determined to just end this.
yes.
And what it sounds like is like you sound like you got fed up. It sounds macam sangal bunyi niya, macam malas ko ni punyan eh. Macam
Yeah, I
sangal
mean
ko, sangal ko.
it got to that point. Like
Mm.
I just, I did everything. I mean, I'm not proud.
Right.
I did everything to just destroy the marriage.
Okay.
Like I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want it to work at
Right.
all. I did everything to hurt his feelings.
Right.
And yeah, it unfortunately it ended badly,
Mm,
and
okay.
I'm not proud. I can say that today.
Yeah. So you do admit this kind of like the action that you took. I mean, what do you see it as? I mean, you're not proud, okay, but
Yes.
what do you admit about that time in your life, like by filing for divorce from the UK?
Yeah.
What do you think? Looking back, looking at yourself now that you're this age, looking at your 21-year-old self.
Yeah.
What can you see now?
I'm not sure how I can like put it in like one sentence or anything like that. But when I think back, I think I could have done it in a much better way. Like
Hmm.
I could have, I could behave better.
Mm.
I could be kinder. But no excuse. I was too young
Yeah.
to even think straight. All I
Yeah.
wanted at that time was just have fun. And
Yeah.
I even forgot that I was a mother,
Oh my
like
God,
I was
yeah.
already a mother and I was too young to be a mother,
Oh, ba.
you
Oh,
know,
ba.
like,
Yeah.
but I mean, I have, I don't want to look back and regret everything. It's what made me who I am today.
Yeah. It's not about looking back and regretting. It's looking back and understanding.
Yes.
Okay. What
Understanding
was
that-
going on
yeah,
really back.
yeah.
You have to self-reflect, right?
Yes, exactly
So,
why
yeah.
I want to share this.
Yeah.
Because whoever is watching this, the younger
Yes,
or
yes,
the
yes.
older, but like there's always a better way to end a relationship
Oh, ba. What it
or
looks
making
like.
life decisions.
Yeah, like now that you tell me you're sharing this, right?
Yes.
I'm just thinking it sounds a lot like a girlfriend breaking up with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
It just sounds very cash. Like,
Yes.
you know what? Eh, sudah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tired of you. I don't wanna,
It's
you
like
know?
what I would do to a boyfriend, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah. I guess
You know,
I didn't see the
Yeah, the only thing, it's
Yeah.
just a bit more complex, the situation.
Yes.
It wasn't actually as simple as like this, like,
Yeah.
poof, right?
Yeah.
So you can see that now, right?
Yes,
Like,
I can
oh
see
God,
that now. Like
lahat.
marriage is
Uh,
supposed to mean more than how I treated it,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I didn't think much of it at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, of course, at 20,
Yeah.
21.
Hindi,
apa
balong
dyan-
ka mo, brakaw, to
Oo,
to.
dyan pa ka na nga ng,
Yeah, no.
And
You
yeah.
think you're all grown up, like 20, like you
Yeah.
can make life decision, get married and have kids? No.
But one more thing.
Yeah.
It's your personality, Japa.
Yeah.
At 20, 21, 20, you're not one of those stay at home, quiet, don't want to have a social life. You are quite sociable, ba?
Yes.
You see? So it seems, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It seems like you wanted to fit into a wife mold.
Yeah.
But indah ba? Sebenarnya. Because due to your thinking of pressure and blah, blah, whatever. I don't know.
Yes.
At 20, the idea of marriage. Because I believe me and my friends, and I, we have also felt this way, even in teen years,
Yeah.
thinking, "Kawin ko, I want to have the whatever,"
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
we have an idea of what we think.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got into it. You see,
Yes.
the difference between
I jump into
you
it.
and most 20-year-olds, we can imagine it. Hindi kawin. Tapi you imagine terus kawin.
Yeah.
Menjadi ba?
Yeah.
So you see, when it happened, then suddenly you snap out of it
Yeah.
because it's get real.
Yeah.
It just got too
It's like,
real.
oh, too late.
And probably you didn't expect him to be so like, call me, I'm gonna call you, that kind of thing. Did you know he was like that? I mean, was he ever like that, Andang, or not?
Well, to be honest, I think I think it's too long now since, but I think we talk about it and how we're gonna be with each other with the long distance and all that.
Okay.
I think we promised to like call each other, keep us updated and all that.
Mm.
Like, I mean, it's a mutual agreement.
Oh, ba?
Awal-awal lah, ha? And
Yes,
then
yes.
and then I got into the life in UK, having all the single friends and all that, and then I started having double standard. So, like, no, I'm not gonna call you at this time.
Macam
and
culture
that.
shock.
Yeah, I thought I was
see.
okay, tapi I think entahlah.
Yeah, it's just what you think is different from what's the reality,
Yes.
right? Okay, and that's quite understandable because, I mean, if I reflect on myself, Ja, if when I was 20, 21, no.
Yeah.
Highly not marriage material.
Yeah. What was I thinking? I don't know.
Like, mau pulang, tapi macam terfikir, if I'd gotten married at your age, I was so not, I don't know what I would be like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lain ba?
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marriage does, you know, especially like you said, our culture, our whatever
Yeah.
society, whatever. Macam, we're not gonna act single
Indah.
when we're married.
It's a different kind of expectation.
Yeah, we
right?
don't want to be that way.
Yeah. Regardless if your husband is cool with stuff, like,
Oh,
you
ba.
know, and he's chill and all that. Tapi, you have in-laws, you have your family that you have to please. Like, they're
Ah.
part of your family now.
Oh,
So,
ba.
you cannot behave as you wish anymore.
Oh, ba.
So, and we care about what they think.
Mm.
Don't we?
Okay, sure.
Sure.
Yeah, so this is why you probably got, you know, clouded with whatever, and then kita focus on,
Yeah.
you know, plus you wanted to live your life.
Yes.
You were still young,
Yeah.
and everything was coming way too fast, I
Yeah.
think. Because then you have a son as well.
Yes.
Yeah. It's hard, even to be a wife. Sudah payah, apatah lagi with a kid.
Yeah, with a kid,
And then you
long
wanna belajar
distance,
lagi.
and 20, and then belajar. So I'm like,
Yeah, I think that
no,
age.
maybe I don't want this.
Yeah, and you are very. You like to have people around you, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. You're social. Okay, fine.
Okay, moving on.
And then you got divorced. Okay, fine. Done.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
were you thinking after divorce, I want to get married again? What
yes.
was your thinking?
I mean, not
after divorce?
right away.
Right.
It was after I graduated and
Okay.
then got back to Brunei.
Right.
And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm ready to get married again.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Shut up.
Okay, so what
I'm
age?
older now, and then maybe I'm ready to get married.
Right. What age were you?
Well, my second marriage, I was probably 24, 25.
Oh,
It was right
wow.
after I got back. Like, yeah,
Muda je masih.
muda masih, and I thought, okay, berakal ko sudah ni.
Oh.
You know, I got a job, sudah. I'm
Yeah.
no longer studying,
Yeah.
so okay,
Wait, you were living where? Brunei.
Brunei.
Okay, you were still in Brunei. You had
Yeah.
a job. Okay.
A new job, and then I thought, well, you know what? Berakal ko sudah ni. I'm
Okay.
ready for.
Yeah.
Let's take two.
Okay.
You know?
Give it another shot.
Yeah,
right?
I give it another
Plus, you're
shot, and I
still
think I
young.
deserve it. Like,
Oh,
you
but
know.
you were still. It's not like you were 100 years old, you know.
Yeah.
I cannot do it anymore.
Yeah.
You're still like,
I mean,
okay.
Don't we all think that? Like, I mean, after we
Yeah, for
graduated,
sure.
and then it's also the cultural expectation. Like, okay, kami belajar, Kami dapat kerja,
Hmm.
kawin, beranak, apa. You know, it was
Right.
that mindset.
Gila cultural ano mo
Pressure.
eh.
Mm.
I know at that age memang you're concerned with it.
Yes,
You know, it's
definitely.
just some because you haven't gone through it.
Yes.
You know, so
And
yeah.
sadly, like sometimes I even got caught in that too today. Like, you know, at this age, like, oh, kenapa kayo? Why am I letting people decide when I should remarried, when I should have a partner?
Yeah.
It should be in my own terms and my
Ba?
own time.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Benar kan?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So odd. It's really stressful.
It is.
Actually.
Yeah.
My God.
But yes, I got back to Brunei and then I got a job and then I met my second husband.
Right. I like this love stories.
Yeah.
But
We have the best first meeting story.
I mean, okay.
And I'd like to share it.
She's told me about the second husband, which I didn't get a chance to meet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, cara dia. but like he, from the sounds of it, he's really sweet. Actually,
he is like I mean, yeah. I think I did a better job at my
Yeah,
second
I think so.
marriage and
You're very fortunate to have
Yes.
had a second chance. You know,
Yeah.
many people don't get that. You know.
yep. And
You know?
it's a much better experience in a
Mm.
sense that I could think better and I did you know, I did give my all to keep the marriage.
Right.
But nada jodoh.
Okay.
But well, how we met.
Yeah, let's
So
hear the.
my office was in
Eto,
Banda.
before you tell us that, were you already over the first one? Were you already healthily thinking?
Oh yes. I mean,
Yeah. You weren't rushing into anything. were
no, I you know, I had my fun in the UK. I dated after I got divorced and all that, and then I got home and I was like, oh, you know what?
you? Okay, so you consciously
Yeah.
decided
I
I
want to
want
settle.
a serious relationship.
Yes.
With the intention of getting married.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you met this dude. I mean, the guy.
Yeah.
This ex-husband, of course. So, Chumana, what was that like?
So that time I worked in Bandar and he also worked in Bandar and I have this, you know, habit of going to the coffee shop at random hours of the day. I don't usually go at lunch or early in the morning. So
Okay.
sometimes it's like it's usually in the afternoon, but it's like 2 or 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So I would go down and get my coffee. For 2 weeks straight,
Mhm.
I went to the same coffee shop, and for the 2 weeks straight, he was always in the queue with me. So
It's like it's fate, Jutto.
Exactly.
Like, how random, or he could have been a stalker.
He could have been, but I mean, I
No, no.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Magkareh ko man stalk orang, di ba na? Okay, anyway, so you met him at the same time you were in the coffee.
Yeah,
lining
coffee
up
shop.
for coffee.
Yeah, lining up at the coffee shop, getting my
Okay.
drinks, and
Okay.
for 2 weeks straight. And at the end of the 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and he was right behind me, and then
Mhm.
he kind of like said, "Excuse me, yes." So I did notice him for the last 2 weeks,
Okay.
but I didn't say anything, nor did I was like, you know,
Nada lah,
excited.
like-
Nada lah. I didn't think of it. I didn't think
Yeah.
any of it. Like anyway.
Right.
So he was like, "Okay, I'd be stupid not to ask you for your number at this point." And I was like, "Oh,
I'm in love now.
you know,
Okay.
you feel like
Like
excited butterflies."
Yes.
But so anyway, so I gave him my number.
Okay.
So I gave him my number. So that was the start of our love story. So he asked me out. He
This is a stranger, right?
yeah,
He's not Bruneian.
he's not Bruneian.
Okay.
He's also divorcee with 2 kids. And yeah, and he's a little bit older than me, but I don't think any of that
A
matters.
little bit older.
a little
Come
bit,
on, be
a little
honest.
bit more
Just be
older,
honest
much
here.
older than me.
What was the age difference?
I mean, does it matter though?
I mean, I want to know.
Well, yes, he is much older than me, but none of that makes a difference to me because as long as someone treats you right,
Mhm.
know what he's doing with you, and love you
Yeah.
in a way that you should be loved, I think there's no harm in the age difference.
For sure, he could be similar to your age and be a jerk. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
bahkan. So yeah, you're right. Age is not the factor right now, like especially what
Yeah,
you've
I
been
know it
through.
is a factor for some people, but it
Mm.
wasn't for me. It was never the case, and I think
Mm.
as long as someone has their head in the right place,
Oh, goodness.
that's more important than anything.
For sure.
Yeah.
So after you guys started to contact each other.
Yeah, and well, okay, so he asked me out, so we get to
Mhm.
know each other
Mhm.
and all that. And he's also like non-Muslim,
Right.
so we started dating and all that,
Mhm.
and we dated for a year before we decided to get married. So
Wow.
I made it very clear to him, like, I we cannot get married.
Apa?
We cannot get married
Oh,
unless you are
Muslim.
Muslim.
Oh.
So I mean,
Paham ya?
I am like, I'm dating to get married one day.
Yes.
If this is something that you don't want to learn
Yeah.
or want to,
Get into.
get into, I
Forget
don't
it.
think
Yeah.
I have time to waste
Oh, ba?
at that time lah. Ha?
Yeah.
Macam I was always rushing. Ako ni hindi penyabar sebenarnya.
Oh.
I don't have the patience.
Alright.
But it's something that I'm working on.
We call it passionate. You're passionate about, getting what you want.
Yeah, I'm like a getter.
Oh.
So, but anyway,
Right,
So
okay.
I did made it very clear to him, like, okay, there's a huge, like, we can't get married if you're not Muslim and all that. But I don't want to put it in a way that, oh, you have to get married. Well, you need to convert.
Yeah. You
For
don't
the
want to
sake-
make him,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. It's not
Okay.
for the sake to just be together. It has to be more than that. So one day, well, and also in that 1 year that we started dating each other and all that, he got posted to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. So we had to do long distance
Oh,
again.
God. Okay. Ani balam kawin lah.
Balom kawin.
Right.
Balom kawin, but he was showing all the green flags. He came to Brunei every other week to see me, to meet me.
Wow.
I know, and he was so great with my son. Like he checked all the boxes.
Of course.
And then, but at the back of my mind, China, we're of different religion.
Oh.
So one day, one weekend when he came to visit me to Brunei, I picked him up from the airport, and he was like, "Okay, I think I'm ready. I know I am ready. I would like to convert.
Mhm.
Can you take me to the religious office?"
Mhm.
I wasn't wearing tudong. I was in my jeans
Mhm.
and not knowing what to do. What do I do?
Apa
Where do
yang
I?
mau taros ka?
Yeah, from the airport. Did I not? I'm
No,
not
you
sure.
didn't tell me
Just-
that. No, you didn't tell me. You didn't mention. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Is
from
it-
the. Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Okay, go on. And then?
So anyway, I picked him up, and then he said, "I would like to convert today." So I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Hang on, I need to know the reason and all
Yeah.
that." And then he was like, "No, you know what? All this while, he was Jewish."
Okay.
He was
Alright.
Jewish. So, but he wasn't practicing, and his ex-wife was a Christian, and like he was lost. He doesn't have a really he wasn't practicing any religion,
Yeah.
but he had the pleasure of watching my family. I'm very close with my family. I always try to involve him. I try to get him involved in my family events and all that, so he get to witness all that.
Right. And while you were still dating,
Yeah.
invited to the house.
Yes. And
Join your apa? Tamana doa selamat apa? What do you
any events at home, like tahlil ka apa ka. I mean,
mau je ya?
yeah, he was open to that idea. He
kinda
met my
sweet.
uncles and all that. He's sweet. He was open minded. He was ready. He was giving his all to this
Yeah.
relationship. So
Yeah.
that's the green flag that you have to look out.
Oh,
Like
maybe the first thing was you want to know what your family's like.
yes.
And then he saw the religious background side of everything. Tapakai kali ya.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he was just impressed on,
The community, the unity
Yeah.
thing kala.
yeah.
Or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, I've never met him.
Yeah.
But anyway. Okay,
Yes,
that's
anyway,
nice.
so he wanted to, first of all, I didn't know what to do. Like, okay, di mana kan ko ba orang masuk
wait,
Islam ni?
Chanata.
So, I don't remember. I think I called my mom
okay.
and I was like, well, he wanted to convert.
right.
Where do I take him?
Oh.
So my mom was like, no, we're going to sort it out for you. Like, we would like to do.
Proper.
Yeah, proper. So he made it very clear that if he's going to convert, he's going to do it in his own terms.
Okay.
So he just wants to go to the office and he doesn't want anyone else there but me.
Right.
So my mom said, okay, fine, we have to respect his decision, right? So we went to the Pusat Dakwah. And anyway, I had to make a quick stop.
Dangan-dangan jeans mo in the
that.
Batudong.
Wait, let me finish.
Okay, yeah. I
So
don't
that's
know.
why I said we had to make a quick stop at home.
Okay.
I grabbed my jubah and tudong, just wrapped myself,
Okay.
and then we went straight
right.
to Pusat Dakwah.
Right.
So we went there, and then we went to the counter, and we're like, okay, he would like to convert, and there's an officer there, and then he was like, huh? How do you want to do it? And he was like, I would like to do it now with just this.
Yeah.
And then he was so excited to hear that. The officer was really supportive. And then at that time, inda ramay orang di sana, macam he was like, okay, first you need to fill up this form and all that. Tapi you do have to have 2 witnesses.
Okay.
And then he was like, well, can you call your officers?
Yeah.
That can be
Kira
our
like
witness.
whoever, right?
Oh. So he was like, yeah, we can quickly grab that. And they were really good about that. Like they grabbed 2 offices and then, believe it or not, he doesn't even have a songkok. They want him to wear a songkok and then
Take mine.
but a good thing they always have that in stock di sana for people who converted and all that. So they gave him one and then we just did it right there and then. And then after that he did another sweet thing. Then he came to my family and asked for my dad's blessing and
Tapos
said
kan
like,
kawin lah.
yeah. So he was like, it's not because I didn't convert because I want to marry her, but I convert. I think it is something that I believe in and I want to practice it.
Yeah.
So he was like, not right away lah, not the same weekend. I think a few months after. So he was like, well, I want to marry her. So.
That's so sweet. Oh my god.
So,
okay.
yes.
Okay, so you got married.
Yes, we
In
got
Brunei.
married in Brunei and then I moved to KL right away.
Wow.
I moved to KL right away.
Okay. So how did that go?
That didn't go well.
Tunggu, you moved with your son?
Yes, I moved with my son.
Okay.
So we moved to KL
Okay.
and joined him in KL because he was working in KL at the time.
Okay.
And I left my job, my career, my friends, my family, doing that. And I thought, I'm excited. I just started a family. I'm ready. I'm ready to be a wife. I'm ready to be a mother
Right.
of 3.
Yeah, because his 2 kids.
Yeah, because of his 2 kids.
Yeah.
But then again, when I moved there and because of the nature of his job, I wasn't allowed to work. So I'm this outgoing person and I love doing something. So I moved there. I wasn't allowed to work and I had to become a housewife.
Right.
So, and I hated it for the life of me.
You never thought of being a housewife?
No.
Wow. There's so many people out there who would just love to be a housewife.
No,
Not you.
it's not as, it's not as easy as you thought.
Yeah, I know, for
it
sure.
is.
Yeah.
No, it's not just like guyang kaki,
Yeah.
jadi tai tai. No, it's not. It's not all that. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So when I moved there, I miss my family. I miss my job. I miss having a routine of going to work
yeah.
and feeling useful of like earning my own money.
Independence itu nada lah.
Nada. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, he was great. He was very supportive and
Mm.
all that.
Mhm.
And kami newlywed. Everything is like,
Yeah,
you
still good, still
know,
okay.
yeah, you know.
Still positive.
Yeah lah. Tapi, as you get into the daily routine
Yeah.
and then I start to like, I start to feel lost a little bit.
Oh.
So I pick fights with him. Like,
Yeah.
he's working, he's busy working, my son at school. And here I am trying to learn French. Went to French classes. Did
So this is your chosen challenge lah. You
yes,
wanted to
yeah,
just
trying to
learn.
keep myself busy.
Yeah. Okay.
So I took French, and I also did a lot of volunteering. I enrolled with UNHCR, helping the refugee kids and all that. That was really good.
Okay.
That was very soul,
Feeding your
yeah,
soul.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Good.
yes. So
So
that was
you
good.
did try a lot of things to keep you grounded in
Yes,
this
I did,
relationship.
and we were fighting a lot because I wasn't happy with my life,
Oh.
and I was like, okay, maybe we should go to therapy.
Okay.
And then at first he was not okay with it. He
Mm.
was, no, I think it's just you.
Okay.
Because you are just going through a lot of like moving,
Changes.
changes
Yeah.
and all that. So I agreed, and I said, you know what? Let me start first.
You
But
saja seorang.
yeah, and,
berterapi.
we start with like me first,
Okay.
and I acknowledge that I needed the help, and this is something that you really have to, accept. When you think you do not have the capacity to comprehend your own thoughts and whatever that is going on in your life, and you have to acknowledge that sometimes you do need help. And if you're not comfortable with with getting help from your family or friends, and sometimes they don't have the tools to help you, and sometimes that's the time for you to reach out to therapists.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're certified, qualified to help you. A stranger sometimes.
Exactly. Neutral party lah. So
Yeah,
that-
I know that
yeah.
it's something kadang-kadang orang malu lah, apalah. Tapi you're talking about your life. Don't you want to be a better person every day? Don't you want to fix things that you know is wrong within yourself that you cannot really figure out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah.
So,
Confusion. Atau kan. Yeah.
Grab the help you need. Go look for it or grab it. you
So
know?
obviously this is how you were feeling.
Yes, that's how
like
I was
you were
feeling.
like end of your rope kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Kali.
Like we tried. Like he was really good at like trying to make me feel good and all that.
Yeah.
But at some
Ina
point,
masuk kali.
and then he was like, "Okay, I can no longer help you.
I
Maybe
can't. Cuma
yeah." So macam maybe you need therapy.
Yeah.
And first thing that came to mind when a partner says that, of course you get defensive. What?
Oh.
You don't want to help me?
Yeah,
Tapi
like-
you know what? Stop trying to point your fingers to the closest person, and especially someone you love. Kadang-kadang they do have your best interest in mind. They
Oh.
they want to help you, but they can no longer help you.
Yeah.
They're just suggesting
Mhm.
that maybe someone else can help you.
But generally, when someone says you need therapy, it just sounds like
macam
a slap in
apa
the
kau
face.
pikir aku gila?
Kenapa bilang aku? It's understandable. The initial reaction would be like whatever, you know.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Inda, don't take it like
Yeah.
that. Like please open your mind to therapy because it definitely helped me in so many ways. But I would like to share that when I started my journey going to a therapist, is that you don't necessarily found your one. Like that
Yeah.
you don't find the exact therapist that you get along well the
chun
first
one,
time.
yeah.
I had to go to 3 different ones
Wow.
until I found my person.
Wow. So you were quite positive in that sense. Ada
Yes.
orang after the first meeting sudah and then they give up.
Yes, you know what? I think masa awal-awal, yes, I was like, oh yeah, this is not
It
helping
didn't
me.
work.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, hindi ni.
Ah.
It's normal to have that self-doubt or like doubting your decision on going to therapist.
Yeah.
So the first time,
Yeah.
macam ato, especially if it's not it's not
Not
hitting your,
vibing.
yeah.
Like
So I was like,
it's okay.
and I was like, in that, and then the second time, and I was still fighting with my husband at the time. And I was like, you
Oh.
know what? I still, maybe the first time hindi lurus kali. Let's find a different one.
Okay, luckily you have
Yeah.
that way of thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
and
try again.
yeah, don't give up. Like,
Handang na kaliko niya. Try again. Just it didn't work. Okay,
but you
next.
know what? The only person who can fix yourself, fix you is yourself.
Oh,
If you give up on yourself, who's gonna fix you?
Ain't nobody.
Yeah,
You're
the only person
done.
who can help you is you. So you have to
Absolutely.
realize that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which you did.
I did, and I would give some credits to my ex-husband as well. He was
Okay.
the supporting factors in that sense as well.
Well, he brought you to Malaysia,
Yes.
made you a housewife.
Yeah.
I would expect him to help.
But not
you.
all husbands like that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
So,
I was
nasib,
lucky to
alhamdulillah,
have that. Yeah, alhamdulillah, I had that support from
It
him.
was just, I think it's just how the flow of that life goes, like it just so happens right after kahwin, terus ka na bawa ke Malaysia.
Yeah.
Like, I see now your life any very, like, one after another.
It's colorful, I would like to say.
Macam nada breathing space itu kurang ba? Like, you didn't have time to, like, settle in and then move on to the next adventure. Like,
Yeah.
macam, okay, next adventure. Next. Macam apa?
Yeah.
It seems like there's a pattern. Macam kind of rush.
But I don't know. Maybe I would like to agree to disagree that part as well because, like, it was some years before I met this guy. After I got divorced from my first marriage, and then few years, like I had my fun for few years, and then like, okay, I got a job now, and like
that part is fine because you
yeah,
hadn't met him yet.
yeah,
right?
yeah. So it's like, okay, and then yes, Brancali, yeah, it was too many changes
Yeah, the
at one go.
changes.
Like, I got a job,
compacted.
met this guy, got married, and moved. Yeah,
Like, you
so
don't have time to, like,
breathe.
enjoy things one at a time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, it's alright. So then when you move away.
Yes. So
settling in Malaysia pun it takes it's challenging, no?
It is. Walaupun my family were visiting every other weekend, and that's the other thing as well. Like, I mean, I love having them around, but we just got married, and then we just moved. There was a lot of things that we need to settle, or like, we just had to live the family life. But we were having visitors every weekend. We didn't have time to get to know each other.
Another breathing space.
Yeah. But I mean, but at the same time, we knew after that we're moving to Canada after 2 years. So we were trying to just like bank in as much time as possible with my family. So it's like prioritizing your marriage and your family is really hard. Yeah. This is another thing we struggle in marriage life.
Right. And it sounds like there was a time limit, kan?
Yeah.
Yeah, macam, okay, visit lah.
Time was ticking. Like, if we don't travel back to Brunei, my family came to visit. There wasn't any breathing space for us to grow as like husband and wife. Yeah. And there was that
There's
too.
a lot of, what do you call that?
There's a lot
things to
practice.
Things to do, basically. You're doing a lot of stuff.
Juggling.
Oh, about juggling. Yeah, right.
I was doing a lot of juggling.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back to going to therapist. So I found my favorite therapist, and she helped me a lot and my husband saw the difference, and we were fighting much less.
Okay, that's good.
And
progress.
But then unfortunately it was time to pack up and leave, and to it was time to pack up and leave, and Canada was next.
It's like Baruja finish unpacking.
Yes. I was just unpacking my feelings, my struggles, and all that, and then now it's time to leave.
Now have to pack up to go.
Yes. And also another challenge that I had to go through was that my ex-husband's ex-wife was very...
Apa? Your ex-husband's ex-wife?
Yes.
Yeah, the ex-wife je lagi? Yeah. After you lah.
No. Before me ba?
Apa?
Me ba?
Before you.
Before me. He was married before,
Tunggu,
right?
my ex, yeah, the one you're talking about now or the first or second? I'm so confused.
Second. We're
Okay,
talking
okay.
about second
I don't
husband.
know. I was like suddenly okay, fine, fine.
Yeah.
So like okay, continue.
Okay.
The
Well,
ex-wife. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
the ex-wife of my husband at the time was also very, very intrusive. Like very.
Oh God, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry to say this. She was very crazy. Like I know it's not nice to call someone crazy, but she was true definition of crazy.
Kadangnya ex-wife ni memang ada cematu.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like to you guys, yang divorced, you have ex-husband, or maybe you share kids with them. Like, kenapa kan? Why do you have to make it hard? Why do you have to make it hard to the ex-husband or the new partner? What does it do to you? How does it benefit you? Like, you had life with this person and it's over. You guys got divorced. Lain na kalau you guys are still married, but you're divorced. Let him live his life and you live yours. There's no need of being toxic or interrupting his life.
Yeah.
If he's happy, then you should be happy too.
Sometimes it's indah posasi.
Yeah.
They're just like find it ended. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be
Toxic.
like this.
Yeah, but
Saja.
how does that benefit you in any way?
It doesn't.
You know what? You have to move on too. Like, you have to think about yourself first.
So you're talking to ex-wives out there.
Yes.
Is that what we're doing right now?
Yes. Yes, I am talking about that.
She wants you to be nice to the new wife. And you know what? That's a big ask for some people.
Is it though? How about this is a favor for yourself? Like, indah kan kamu indah rasa garam mati. Why would you do that to yourself? Why do you want to think about someone else while you should spend the time to think about your own happiness?
Yeah.
I
mean, I do agree.
Yeah, it's
So
dreadful,
come for counseling and
yeah,
find out why you're being so nasty to the new family.
yeah. Macam think about yourself first. Like, nada ba? You.
So this is what you were struggling with.
Yeah,
After
I was
all
struggling.
this, ada lagi this ex-wife.
Yeah,
Memajal all this stuff.
Yeah,
And put added pressure on
she
you.
she was so. This one example lah. Kadang-kadang when she always give the excuse of like wanting to talk to my ex-husband about the kids because the kids were living half time in Canada.
Okay.
So half time in KL with us.
Okay.
So sometimes she called me and said, I need to speak to my husband. And I would tell her, okay, like, I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
I would love to have a good relationship with her and have the peaceful and harmony with the blended family.
Aba.
But she came to a point that, well, I need to speak to him now. Can you put him on the phone? She would call my phone because he didn't pick up.
Okay.
Because he was in the toilet. And she was like, can you knock?
Right. She's so jealous.
Yeah. And to that point ba.
But how did you respond to her call? Were you okay? Did you like?
I wasn't okay with the way she insisted.
Right.
She just, I was like, okay, you know what? You can call back. Or he will call you back.
Okay.
I'll make sure he will call you back.
Right.
It was just, it's not right.
Too much.
Like,
for
what
you.
do you want?
Yeah.
Like, you want to tell me you still have the control and the upper hand. I'm the ex-wife. I used to be his wife.
Yeah.
You used to be his wife.
Right.
I am now the wife.
It's too much, right?
Yeah.
Can you share with us what nationality she is?
Spanish.
Okay. So she's fiery.
Yes. Avoid at all costs. I wouldn't do that again. Yes, she's Latina.
She's Latina. I mean, like, if you tell me she's Latina, I will tell you. You just expect the worst. I mean, expect this.
It's a whole different level. But yeah.
It's just personality.
Yeah, and also cultural differences. yeah, that's huge. That is something that I have to deal with as well because
Yeah.
my husband too is white. So
Uh,
I have to yeah, he was a sweetheart. He's very open-minded. He was very nice. But
yeah.
I cannot discount the fact that he was also brought up in a whole different country, different culture, different religion. So
Oh,
we had to work on that part as well.
I know.
So there was a lot of things to work on.
Yeah. Sounds like you're just treading so many times. Like
Yeah.
you're like
I
treading.
was just like, I
Uh,
was like, ah! I
yeah.
was overwhelmed with everything that I had to
Right.
like settle in.
Yeah.
So,
Like
but
balam settled and then ada lagi. Balam
yeah,
settled, ada lagi.
yeah,
Mm,
and thankfully at that time our love was strong enough
yeah.
to sustain all the lemons that was thrown to us.
Oh,
That we were able to go through a lot of hard times.
that was your challenge, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard times
So,
before what?
before we give up on each other,
Right.
So yes, after that we moved to Canada. That's another challenge. My ex-husband was of different culture, different religion, and that was another item that added to the list that we have to work on together,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, I mean, this is the reality of marriage. Sometimes you are still getting to know your partner, no matter how many years you've been together before that.
No matter if he's the same nationality or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Kan? Andang
It
macam
just
balam ka na even after you get married. Like you
yeah,
have to
it just
live.
added up, right?
Yeah, for
Added
sure.
up to the list. So yes, so that was KL, and then we moved to Canada.
Right.
That
Did you know you were going to move to Canada?
yes,
Andang
yes.
dari awal sudah bagi tanya, okay,
We
sometime in the
we knew
future.
that we were just gonna stay in KL for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
It was either he will take another posting to a different country or go back to Canada. But
Right.
because the kids were like 12 and 15 at the time, and then we decided, okay, let's be closer to the kids.
his
because
children lah,
his
huh?
children.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, I agreed, and I was like, okay, let's pack up and go to Canada.
Okay.
And
So you were happy to do that awal at the kan?
yes, I was happy. I was happy to do that because, I can't be selfish because I have my son 24/7 and he
Yeah.
doesn't. He had to have half of the time. So
Yeah.
the kids only have half of the year with the father.
Okay.
So I have to be fair and,
Right.
I want the marriage to work regardless.
Okay.
So we moved to Canada and I thought, you know what? I've done it. I've done moving to KL. I'll be fine.
Yeah. It's like what's
Yeah.
one more move?
Yeah,
Saka.
exactly.
That's what you thought.
That's what I thought,
Okay.
Man, was I wrong?
Oh my God.
It's a whole different level, I would say, because it's a different case. In KL, I wasn't allowed to work. So back in Canada, I was allowed to work.
You can.
You can't. I can. So before moving, I started doing my designation and all that, doing distance learning. So on top of like the stress of moving to a whole different country, and I was also studying.
What were you studying?
I was doing my accreditation as an appraiser in real estate.
Right. Right.
So I did the distance learning to prepare myself for a job in
Right.
Canada, so I would, enter the
Yeah.
market better and
Yeah.
smoothly, right? So I did that. I was studying and packing up, ready to go to Canada. So moved to Canada. It's much further than Brunei.
Yeah. How many hours? How do you get there? I mean, like, how far?
Well, the easiest flight was always Brunei, Hong Kong, Toronto, Ottawa. So that's 21 hours in the air, excluding all the connections.
Oh my God.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's a distance.
Yeah, I mean, in KL, I would still see my parents. My parents would come every other weekend,
Yeah.
or we would fly to Brunei.
Yeah.
So in Canada, it's not as easy as going to KL, right? For my parents and my family. So we're so far away
Yeah.
from family. So moved, it was all exciting and all that.
Yeah.
So as soon as we landed in Canada, I I was so excited to find a job right away because,
Yeah.
God, I had enough of being a housewife. I hated it with all my
Okay.
life.
It's not you love
Yeah, it's
basically.
not for everybody. Some
Yeah.
people love it, and
Yeah.
some people actually, you know,
Hmm.
enjoys it, but
Mhm.
I didn't. So I was excited. I was excited to start my career again.
Mhm.
So I started looking for a job and all that.
Mhm.
So 3 months in, I got a job. I started
You're
working.
lucky.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
And then we got a house which is 3 minutes away from the ex-wife.
Hmm? Oh, I thought from the job.
No, no.
Oh, so kind of like neighbors.
Yes, same neighborhood,
God, wow.
different simpang.
Kenapa ka mau?
Exactly. Why did I was just thinking how convenient it would be for us because
With the kids.
with the kids because
Wow.
now I have to be on full on mode of three mother to three kids.
That's
You
what
know?
you think,
Yeah,
right?
because I want the marriage to work, you know?
Right.
I want to be there for the kids. I want to be there for my husband. I
Mm.
want to support the
Macam nada rumah lain, ah?
Aho ba? So don't. My advice is do not live 3 minutes away from your ex punya ex.
Yeah.
It's just not healthy in so many different levels.
I know.
Yeah, so I thought, you know what? Okay, because also the kids goes to the school around that area.
Okay.
So
It's convenient,
it's
basically.
convenient and
Yeah.
it's three different schools. Like kalau kami tinggal jauh, I will be susah.
Lain lagi stress.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, let's,
Wow.
I thought about it, but I do have regrets about living so close to the ex-wife.
Yeah. In your mind, it's gonna work out great.
Yeah,
La,
because
la, la,
it's
la.
good to think positively as opposed to
Right.
negative, right? So that was a stupid decision.
You should think realistically, right?
I know. So learn from this, everybody. Brunei is too small. Don't live a simpang away from your ex. So, so yes,
Okay.
yeah, we moved there, and then the ex-wife
Hmm.
thought that, well, okay, I started working, and then I have 3 kids full time. 1 week in, 1 week out, like we have them every other week, whole week.
Okay.
So, and it's so expensive to have a mate in Canada.
Of
And
course.
Brunei, KL, have a mate. It's cheap enough.
Okay,
Tapi in
okay.
Canada, it's just unaffordable. It's not affordable to have a mate.
But he
A
could afford
live-in.
one.
Yeah, a live-in mate is kind of, with 3 kids, I just started working. So we do have someone coming in like once a week.
Like a part-time.
Yeah, a part-timer.
Okay, all right.
But that wasn't enough to help me with the kids.
Mhm.
So I was working, I was studying, I have 3 kids,
Mhm.
and I'm settling in.
Again,
Yes,
Taros.
again, and I'm not able to see my friends, family, as easy as it was in KL.
Oh.
So
So you're kind of like, do you feel isolated sometimes?
yeah,
Like I'm alone.
homesick, and
Yeah.
at that age, I think I was 30 at the time.
Okay.
It's not easy to make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as easy as when we were younger.
Oh.
So it was harder to make friends, and then I'm settling in and all that. So I was just focused on my work, study, the kids, my
Mm.
family,
Mhm.
basically. So it was really hard. And then when picking up the kids, every time because the working hours kind of work better for me to pick up
Yeah.
the kids every time as
So
opposed to
it
my
was your job
husband.
to pick up the kids.
It was my job to pick up the kids. And every time I go and pick up the kids, they made me wait an hour outside the house.
Oh, outside the house.
Yeah, just
To send them to school.
no, the ex's one. The ex's house.
So you have to wait outside their house before the kids came out.
Oh.
You send them or you pick them? Apa ka
Well, it could be picking them up or send them sanang lahat. You just drop them off.
Yeah.
Tapi macam every time it's our turn to pick them up from their house, at the ex's house.
Yeah.
They would make me wait an hour before they came out.
Ah.
The mother didn't say anything,
Ah.
and And
Sengaja.
God forbid if I ever said anything. I mean, I did. I kind
Okay.
of brought it up to my ex-husband, and I was like, you know what? Every time I have to go pick up the kids, I have to wait for an hour.
And then,
So he tried texting the ex-wife and said, like, can you make sure the kids come out,
mm,
when she's outside? And she was like, well, if it's too much of a hassle, then don't have the kids for your week.
okay.
So it's always like threats after threats after
Right.
threats, It's like, and we can't say, I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
And my ex-husband was like caught in the middle.
Plus, you are still trying to make everything work. That's
Yeah.
why you didn't want to like
Yeah. I didn't want to, like, I was careful.
be
I was,
horrible to her, basically.
yeah, I was just, okay, fine, whatever.
Una terus
Oh. And whenever she wants to talk to him, she just come to the house unannounced because we live so
Wow.
close enough. And then she was like, oh, I'm just dropping by. I thought I want to talk about this and that, but the kids. You could have just maybe give us a text or a call to say that you're coming.
Oh my
It's
God,
just,
this is like
it's
no boundaries like
No boundaries.
the other relationships.
Yeah. So there was no boundaries for us to
Yeah.
and it was so hard. So over time, and my marriage didn't last long in Canada because my husband was so busy. And he was given the busiest file once he settled in to work and all that. And it's just work and then trying to between everything we just didn't have any space
Yeah.
to fix our marriage. But I continued to find a new therapist there because
Okay.
I was proactively trying to
Yeah.
just like I think I tried everything to keep this marriage.
Yeah.
And yeah, and unfortunately, one day I thought long and hard. On one weekend, I'm like, you know what? I just cannot do this
You
anymore.
reached your level,
Yeah,
basically.
I've tried everything. I've done everything to make it work, but I just refuse to grow older and not.
Live like this,
Yeah.
basically.
Au ba?
You didn't try everything. You didn't march to her house and give her a piece of your mind, did you? Did you?
I didn't.
You see?
Should I?
By right, you're the wife.
But then
Masuk
again,
rumah, ha?
if I ever do that to her, she'll threaten us with not allowing us to see the kids, and my ex-husband would have been stressed.
Nah, Dato.
And
Ex-husband mo bagi dia duit, isn't it?
yes,
Nah, she wouldn't.
no, it
She's not
was,
stupid, okay?
but there was, threats after threats, ba. Macam we just have our hands tied, like,
It's just to intimidate you.
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
sound scary.
I guess I lost the battle, but
No, you believe her.
I guess there you go.
You thought, oh no, and then you're thinking too much about the kids. Later, the kids, and then my ex-husband gonna, and then the kids, the kids. Whatever, you know?
Yeah. So I was like, no, this is a losing battle.
Like you had put yourself second, third, fourth.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Yep. And
Because,
I was
yeah.
losing myself. Like,
For sure. This is
I was
what it
gaining
is.
weight, and I
Oh,
was
God.
like, I was just not taking care of myself. And
Yeah.
I hated it.
You see, this is what I always for each and every one of my cases.
Yeah.
Last-lastnya self-love itu ba?
Yeah.
Hilang ba?
Yeah, exactly.
Nada lagi wa.
Because you really have to love yourself first.
Exactly.
To be able to provide a happy home, happy marriage, a happy mother.
Even if it takes screaming at the ex-wife, like, hey, stay in your lane. You know? Like, I would have said that to her face. I would have pulled her face right next to mine, eye to eye, say, you come here unannounced one more time. You will get 0.
Exactly. So,
You should
but
have done that. Oops, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But yeah, I mean, like, you have every right, sebenarnya, ba. If you had that thinking at the time, ba, you could have stopped to that kind of behavior.
it's more tricky in Canada because there's a law of paying child support and spousal support and all that. It's not as straightforward as that.
It's straightforward to tell her to back off.
Yeah, but you can't really cut off the payment.
She will think,
Yeah.
just what she did to you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, kau percaya.
Well, I was also thinking for the benefit of my husband at the
Like,
time.
he can always still continue giving money to the kids, right?
Yeah.
Her ba? Cukup-cukup for the kids, bulan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Whatever, yeah. I mean, like, for me, it's like, I just feel she was bullying you. That's
She
all.
was
That's about it.
definitely was
And then
bullying
she
me.
knows to use the children
Yeah.
against you
Mhm.
until it reached that point where, oh, you know what, forget it.
Yeah,
That's
she really uses the children to bully me and all
Pandai.
that. But and also, I was so new to the country.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are the rules? What are the law? And you know,
yeah.
I was more fearful
Oh,
of
ba?
what's next. You know, I have
Yeah.
no one around me to support me.
Yeah.
Unlike DKL, I could just pack up and leave and see my parents in 2 hours.
I bet she knew that about
Yeah.
you. It's written all over your
Yeah.
face, Kaliwa. The fear.
Once she gets her way, she knows to just keep pushing it, right?
Yeah.
So in the end, she was like, haha.
Yeah, lagi, na dia berani ni.
Yeah.
Dia berani bagi tahu laki niya din.
So that's why, guys, if
Yeah.
it's important to have boundaries. It's important to set the boundaries with your ex-wife and your new girlfriend. Like, what are the things of
Apa? Ex-wife and your new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ex-wife and new wife.
new wife or new girlfriend? You know,
New
it's
whatever,
like
yeah.
new whatever, your new life. You know, all together.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
your ex-wife has to not cross the line, and your new whatever has to stay on the lane as well.
Giving a chance.
Yeah, it's like you have to respect that the ex-wife also were in their life before, and especially if they're sharing kids.
Or, the way I see it,
Mm-hmm.
if there is an ex-wife this way, forget about the guy.
Yeah, I think.
So not get into it, man.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's
I've
too
learned my
much.
lesson.
It's not worth it, you
Inda.
know, like cinta babae ka.
Oh, Inda.
Seriously, cinta babae ka.
It's oh god, it's a uphill battle.
You never win, but that's the
No,
thing.
you won't. Like they have a history, and they have the
Yeah.
kids. Like at the end of the day, who are we kidding?
Kids satu yang wah.
Ano ba?
Kita ni yang kacau ni.
I mean,
They're so just more, you know, up there in the priority line, you know what I mean?
yeah, you want to give the benefit of the doubt. Okay ni, sekalian ni ex-wife niya, inda gila ni. Inda pula. I mean, my second experience, inda pulang gila. Tapi, there were many times that where she were trying to cross the line. You know, and it's also a headache.
Yeah.
So, why do that to yourself?
Macam balam selesai ba
Yeah.
their
So,
relationship
let
na
them
to.
finish their story, their chapter.
Yeah.
Then you can come in later. You know, it's not fair for
Yeah.
everybody.
Like, I don't get why these guys can't just finish it.
Yeah, because
You
you
know,
know, they
like-
just want to move on and put it under the carpet and
I
have
think,
a new
man,
life.
I think having said that, like, the guys, probably should be able to, like, understand that they also need a process in getting over this and that.
yeah, and
You
you
know.
guys don't multitask. So don't try to multitask. Don't try to heal and get into new relationship at the same time.
Or don't just say, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, nada. It's not like that. It's not
Extend more.
as easy, you know.
Especially if it's the wife, the girl who left them,
Yeah,
or whoever's the one that
Whoever
leave.
lah, yeah.
It's hard being left, right?
yeah.
Like,
and,
yeah.
and it depends on how long you guys were together as well. You have to pack it really well
Mhm.
before you open a new
Oh, wow.
chapter.
Because yan the one that's trying to get with you, ba?
Yeah.
And, like,
Like
every
every
here, no there. Ba?
every little thing from the new partner would trigger you. Padahal bukan niya yang salah.
Oh,
You know?
bagaimana?
Yeah. So whatever the new partner says, oh my god, I was treated like this before. But was it my fault? Like,
Yeah.
why do I have to pay for everything?
Benar.
So yeah, I think
It's hard lah, basic. It's tricky. Like, salah-salah wa. You could, and then you as the new person,
yeah,
you wouldn't know what exactly are their triggers.
yeah,
You'll find out when you do it. you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Which is
So-
the part yang play lagi,
Oh
play
ba.
lagi.
And then macam you end up having to try to give in.
Mm,
And kasiyan kan, oh,
yeah.
maybe he's not healed. Maybe he's like still trying to forget about his hurt and all that. Maybe I can fix him. Maybe I'll just
Right.
forgive him, you know? No,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't ever, ever, ever do that to yourself.
So like you're saying this was how you handled things.
Yeah. So,
Forgave, let it slide,
yeah,
understood.
I did that. And in the end, I lose the battle too. So
Yeah.
I give in thinking that I could fix this person. I could help this person along the way. But I got my heart broken again,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like you're trying to make everyone happy,
Yes.
the kids happy, the ex-wife happy, the husband happy. In fact, you care about the ex-wife, ba?
Yeah.
That's why you are participating in raising the kids and all this
Yes.
kind of stuff. Like in a way, you are really full on in trying to be part of the family.
Exactly.
But at the end, you young deplete because you forgot
I
to look at yourself.
Yeah. And
Right.
then one day I just look at the mirror and I was like, who are you?
Like, oh my God, I
I
look
just
like
don't recognize.
I look terrible.
Yeah, I don't recognize myself.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I was like, okay,
Hmm.
sudah tah. I'm done, and I just, I just said it was like that. I knew that I was at my breaking point, and
Right.
I left the marriage knowing that I did give my all, except for trying to kill the ex-wife.
Yeah, sayang.
I
Sayang you didn't attempt
I just didn't want to go to jail, but especially in Canada.
Did you have but you did have a therapist in Canada?
Yes, I
What
did.
they, I mean, what was the I mean, what did you get from that therapist?
Basically we were trying to unpack all of the unpack all of the problems, the issues and all that, but
Between you and the husband lah.
yeah, between me and the
Okay.
husband, and like trying to like have a middle ground where we
All
can all
right.
meet halfway and all that. And I tried, and it's hard to try that when there's always this third party who's always just like shooting
In
bullets
your
at
ear.
you. So
Ya, tanya ko, hindi ko menampar mo
ya
niya,
tak
baru yang
macam
merati.
hari ini lukaku kan baik tapi esok kena timbak lagi. So macam bila aku kan baik.
That's so hard.
So
Yeah.
I mean, as much as the therapy helped me trying to understand the whole
Mm.
situation, I had a therapist in Canada while trying to work out the marriage, but it's just like it was too much for us to work on the marriage anymore. Like I was just done. I was done trying because
Kita reached your limit. So,
yeah,
because
I just couldn't do it anymore. So I
Right.
thought, well, I decided to leave the marriage, and then this is interesting too. And I when I left my marriage, I was so scared to tell my parents.
oh no, yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, because and again, that is the fear of disappointing your parents, and also the cultural expectation and all that. And semua orang macam, I'm not proud to be divorced twice, but you shouldn't be ashamed. I'm not ashamed that I'm divorced.
Okay.
I am who I am today, and I love who I am today because of everything that I did. And I didn't tell my parents like 3 months after I got divorced.
Secret 3 bulan.
Yeah, because satu takut kena marahi, dua takut kena suruh balik. Because I wasn't ready to just
Face
yeah
everyone.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And it's like, okay, sekarang semua orang tanya apa.
Yeah.
So I kept it the secret. I only told my very, very close friends. And like even my family, like my siblings didn't know about it until later on.
Okay.
So after like maybe 3 months, I moved out and like, rebuilt myself again. It was
Yeah.
just me and my son in Canada,
Wow.
and yeah, and then I told my parents about it, and of course they insisted that I come back.
Yeah.
I didn't want to because I wasn't ready to face the family
Yeah.
because it's my second failed marriage. It was
And
my second failed marriage.
Okay.
You know, malu. You know, it's another. You know,
Yeah.
and I don't. And I just started working, and
You
I
enjoyed the job, though,
yeah,
right?
I love my job,
Right.
and you know, I had great bosses and all that. They really took care of me, and they
Yeah.
became like family. You
Yeah,
know,
Pat Atu, you're very lucky lah.
yeah, I was so
See?
so lucky. I count my blessing on that one. And I was like, okay, I don't want to go home, restart my, you know, looking for a job lagi, balik ke Brunei,
Okay.
and then malu lagi, having to face the family. I was like, you know what, I can do this, and I will do this with my
Wow.
son.
So you went to Canada with a husband. You guys got divorced.
Yeah.
You stayed there and built a life there.
Yes, I did.
Tell us quickly,
We did.
how did you manage that? Like, what was going through your head? I know you were afraid.
Yeah, I just remember how strong of a person I am. I just realized that, you know, I have more strength than just, you know, everything that I had to go through. And I did get my strength from all that, but I wanted to give a better life for my kid, and I want to prove it to him as well that I can do it alone. You know, and we don't have to, just because the marriage fail, I have to pack up and leave and balik ke Brunei, and then orang cakap, kamu tahu she's divorced, dia balik semula ke Brunei tu. Banyak macam, stop it, like, you know, it's none of your business.
Right.
So anyway, so I
Okay.
decided to stay because I have a good job.
Yeah.
And my son is happy. He's just settling in. He's got friends and all that. And I wanted to change as little as possible on his life.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to.
After all the changes,
Yeah.
you were
And
looking
it-
for stability.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
looking for stability for him. It's not
Right.
fair. Just because my marriage didn't work, it's not fair for me to change my kid's life again.
Because he just started school, kaya?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just started school and all that. He just starting to have, you know, a group of friends.
Yeah.
And starting all these new activities
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that. Just started loving the winter. You know?
Yeah, experience.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I can do this, and I will do this with just me and my son. So, and we, alhamdulillah, we stayed in Canada for 8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
It's been that long. It
Yes.
was that long.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were there for
Okay.
8 years,
Mhm.
and not even 2 years married, and the rest of it I was single.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, paperwork of my divorce took longer than I thought it would be, but hey, I've been divorced for about 6 years now, so
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So here I am. I made it. When you think you couldn't do it, when you think it's impossible to do it, you just don't know your strength. When you're forced to do it,
Yeah.
But
when
then-
there's no choice.
yes,
You-
when there's no choice, but your niyat has to be in the right place, though.
What was your niyat?
To give a stable home for my kid.
Oh.
Yeah, to show him that yes, he doesn't have a father, and I'm a single mother. That a single mother can give you stability and a happy home, and I can take care of him.
Maybe, yeah, that's a good one. Maybe also you were trying to show him, like, be an example
Yes.
to him. Like, it doesn't mean you're alone, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to have a partner. I mean, sure, ada pulang time-nya when I really wish that, you know, he has the father figure. But then again, he's a happy kid. He get to do a lot of things that he wanted to
Yeah.
do. And yeah, I think, it was a lot of that gives me strength to just stay. And I have a good job. I'm happy. I started to have friends, but before we go there, like the first year after my divorce, since this is life after divorce, then.
Yeah.
So 1 year after my divorce, right after my divorce, I put my niyat as it's all gonna be about my kid this
Right.
whole year.
Right.
You know, I was busy sending him to activities and all that, and you know, trying to make sure that he is in a good place.
Right.
So there's no other changes other than we don't have a father now. But
okay.
anyway, it was all about my kid. I go to work, I pick him up, and we spend time together. We do fun things together. We travel. So that whole year, I didn't want to date. I didn't. I knew I wasn't ready to even step
Yeah.
out of like that, and I focused on my kid, and
And yourself, it seems.
yeah, and
Yeah.
myself. I was rebuilding myself,
Yeah.
and I dressed better after I got
Mm,
divorced. I took care of
right.
myself.
Mm,
I there was a lot more things that I was doing for myself
right.
again,
So you're
and
getting happier, I think.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was feeling better. I was feeling good,
Mm.
and it was really fulfilling.
Can you tell us the story yang hari itu you were saying you bought furniture and then
Yes,
the guy couldn't send it up because you guys were not home,
yeah.
so he left the furniture outside.
Uh,
What? Because I feel your son grew up.
yes.
And what age was he?
I think he was about 7 or 8 kalito masa to.
Damit masih
Yeah,
bata.
he
So
was
what?
still,
I mean that
yeah.
part.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking jua tapi macam heartwarming jua at the same time. Sometimes when you just don't have anything left in you, and sometimes it's amazing how our kids give us that, the
Yes. So what
support.
happened? Tell us
Yeah.
what happened.
So, while rebuilding a home again, I had to order like new furniture, new beds, and all that.
Because you
So,
moved out,
yeah,
right?
I
Okay.
moved out and I order a bed for myself. So, because we were out, they couldn't deliver it into the home,
Mhm.
so it was left outside my house. And we came back from work, school, and then I was just staring at the big box of bed outside my house, and
Yeah.
I was like, how the hell am I gonna take this inside?
Yeah. Kau lagi damit.
Yeah, ta.
Anakmu lagi damit.
Yeah, ta. He's only like 7 or 8. And I was like looking at it, "Shmona niya?"
Huh?
And then he was asking me, like, what's wrong, mommy? Said, it's my bed, but I don't know how I'm gonna carry it inside. So he started going to the box, and he started lifting one side of it, and then he told me, I got you. Let's do it together. He was only 8, for God's sake. And like, it was a lot of emotion. Like, how did, how can you be this good? How can
Mm.
you give me this strength when I just don't have anything left? So
Yeah.
he just started lifting one side of the box, and it was a huge box. And I was like, yeah, I think we got this. Thank you. So I lift up the other side, and we actually carried the box up to the house and made the bed, built the bed together.
Wow. Okay.
So it's that. If
Yeah.
I was busy thinking about to move on to the next partner, I wouldn't have this moment with my son.
Yeah. I mean, like that bed to me when you told me that story, it's
Yeah.
like that's like your whole life challenge.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we did that, and we did the rest of the years together.
Yeah.
And if you got the bed with me, you got the bed in with me, and we built the bed, and that's how I rebuilt my life again. Like
Yeah.
my biggest strength, my biggest support was my son.
Hmm.
Yeah, he helped me a lot. So I thought, I owe that to him
He's
as
so
well.
mature, right?
Yeah, I
For a
mean,
7-year-old.
yeah, and like, how did you grow up to be
Yeah.
this?
But
I must have
yeah.
done something right.
You see, that's the balance, but like maybe all your relationships were like,
Yeah.
berapa, tapi you got this great kid.
I do.
He understands like emotion. He's cool.
Yeah.
He's not messed up because of all this. Well, I don't know if to talk to him, but like
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
but like he's
Yeah.
he macam faham ya ba?
Yeah.
What's
At the
going
same time, ako kasiyan po lang, it's like,
Mm.
he's forced to be this strong because
Yeah.
he needed to be that strong for me as well, But not at any point did I try to show him that, I was I mean, you're allowed to break down and cry, but I
Mm.
just try to not ever do that in front of my kid because
Mhm.
I think, it's important for us not to do it right in front of the kid. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. Everybody has their own opinion.
Did you cry during the bed incident? I'm
I
sure,
did.
yeah,
I
I've
did.
seen a bit of it.
Yeah.
I think what you mean is not to be like crying setiap hari macam orang depan
Yeah.
baik usulnya.
Macam not to, not to show your kid that you lose your shit or like,
Hopeless.
yeah. Macam kids
Yeah.
watch and learn ba from you.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So, well, the rest of the years, the first year was that I concentrate on my kid. And then the next year, after 1 year, I was like, okay, you know what? Now I need friends.
Hmm. So
So,
you're getting your social life in again.
yeah, I'm getting my social life starting again
Yeah,
and all that.
balance.
So, in Canada, there's a app called Meet Up, not a dating app. So, not a
Sounds
dating
like a
app.
dating app. Okay.
It's a meet up. Meet
Okay.
up is they do like activities in a group, whether it's hiking,
Oh,
whether
sure.
it's knitting or painting.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Everything,
whatever.
anything.
It's activities. It's not like you meet people through activities.
Okay. That's
So I
nice.
signed up for that because how am I supposed to make friends at this age?
Oh, ba,
You know?
payawa. Yes.
So I do myself a favor to do that. So I started having that. I signed up that app, and then I started hiking, which
Yeah. So it's more like friendship. You're looking for
Yeah.
like people you can just hang with.
Yes.
Right?
And that's what I did, and I start to build really, really great friendship with all these people that I hike with,
Yeah.
I paint with, you know.
Oh my God.
So
Okay, no wonder. That's good.
yeah. So and at the same time, I restart my therapy again. So knowing that, I acknowledge that I know I need more than just that, like you concentrating on my kid and like doing a bunch of activities and making friends. It's more than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to address your feelings, address your pain, address what
Bukan
you have to
sometimes.
all the time. Yeah. Yes.
It's
yes.
necessary.
Yes.
Especially after a lot of things that you've been through without breathing space at all.
Yeah.
Kan, macam cepat kan, this,
Yeah.
that, this, that.
It was I did everything in my 20s. I got married twice in my 20s. I got a kid in my 20s. I went to study in my 20s.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
moved to 3 countries in my 20s.
compacted one.
Yeah, it's all in that span of 10 years. It's too fast, too much.
I think that's it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's about it. Like,
Yeah.
you just raced it all
Yeah.
in there. Ba.
Yeah. So yes, that's what I think that helped me a lot. Like
Yeah.
knowing, recognizing what you need after a divorce is really, really important. Like don't rush into the next relationship just because you don't want to feel the pain.
Don't want to
Just-
be alone.
And also don't trust your guts thinking that I'm fine, It's unless you have to really look into what do you need to do first for yourself before you can be present for someone else, someone new, and including your kid, So it's I think I did a good job in trying to recognize what I need to do, but that doesn't take me away from making another mistake, meeting a wrong person.
Right.
I did. I dated, someone who wasn't right for me.
Yeah.
Tapi that's part of learning and that's part of growing. But
Yeah.
at least you have a better recognition of what do you really deserve.
Yeah.
And first of all, I think you have to know what you really want in a person and also for yourself.
Yeah. And I think the good thing about you is that it's not that this happened, oh, I don't ever want to be with anyone. You don't have that kind of like give
I
up.
believe in happy
Yeah,
endings.
you still believe there's someone out there for
Yes.
you. Like it's not over. Like
Yes.
yeah. I mean that's a good thing, but for me, like I feel, Janjo Taros. Oh, that's it. I'm never, that kind of feeling.
Yeah, but I guess the only thing that changed is how I vision that relationship now
Right.
as opposed to how I want my relationship
Yeah.
to be.
How you used to see it.
Yeah, how I
With your
fantasize
ah.
my
Shit.
yeah, how I fantasize a relationship should look like. But
Ah.
now I see it in a totally different lens.
Yeah, real ticket. Ano
Yeah.
la, down to earth ticket.
Yeah, realistic sikit lah. Yeah.
Well, I should hope so. Mun sudah
Yes.
macam sudah. Hindi lagi nakapahama. Hindi ko taot. No, it sometimes you have to go through the experience ba?
Yes, you do.
Then you kind of get it. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Janiwa.
Yeah.
Some people, like yourself,
Yeah.
this is how you learn.
Yes.
You make the mistake.
Yes. And I really want, to remind everyone that, that got their heart broken or failed marriage and failed relationship. Like, yes, kadang-kadang you just don't feel that you would ever recover from it. Like, no, you can and you will, as long as you think about yourself first. Like, think
Yes.
about how you want to heal yourself first. Think about what you should do for yourself first.
Yeah.
And then you can be a better partner.
Like, build the understanding of who you are.
Yes. Like,
Because sometimes I feel during your whole episodes on it, you don't even give a damn about your feelings.
yes.
Gitu ah.
Like
you
I
didn't
always come second.
ba?
Yeah. But
Not even second. That was fifth one.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everything's first.
Yeah.
And then you forgot about yourself.
So don't do that to yourself. Always
Yeah.
remember.
Always trying to make everything okay.
Yes.
Trying to fix everything.
Yeah, and no, and if you you just met someone and then you saw all the red flags, run for the hill. Like, if he says that he's not ready, run,
Believe him.
believe him. Don't make him tell you twice. Don't make him waste your freaking year
Oh, wait.
before you realize that, oh my God, he is not ready. Well, he told you at the very beginning he wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
Just go. Like, don't try to fix someone. The only person that you're responsible to fix is yourself. Yeah.
That's true. So now, fast forward today, after
Yes.
all this drama, okay, life experience, okay,
Yeah.
after all this life experience. But today, how do you feel?
I feel good about myself today.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, like I said, I'm not proud that having, I've had failed marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Kadang-kadang ada rasa malu tu. Tapi,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Like in Brunei ni, I want you guys to not feel ashamed of, what happened to your marriage and all that. Jangan pulang, you go around and tell, oh, I'm divorced. Indah. Tapi,
It's
own
not
it.
like announcement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you own it. Sure, you are allowed to fail in life, but that should not define who you are today. If anything, it would make you a stronger person. It would make you amazing. You learn a hard lesson in life and take it as something that a challenge.
Mm-hmm. And I always think, like, even though Brunei very high divorce rate,
Yes.
but I always wanna imagine it wasn't easy to divorce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It couldn't have just been kawin divorce, because a lot of people,
No.
because of the high divorce rate, and they seem to be like young couples.
Mhm.
People say, sanang you divorce, but I don't think it was sanang.
Indah.
Like, I'm sure they went
they've
through
tried.
something. And
Yeah, the pain that
Yeah.
they have to go through and all that. So, kasiyan kanta. Like, you don't have to talk shit about them.
nobody wants to get divorced.
Nobody wants to get
okay?
married just to get a divorce at the end of it.
That's not the plan.
Yeah, it
right?
was never the plan. Tapi kalau
Yeah.
nada jodoh, nada rezeki,
Mm.
who are you?
Yeah,
to-
maybe, like you said, maybe at the time, like your first marriage, you were young, the maturity level was not there.
Yes.
Like, you probably believed you were ready.
yes.
Tapi sebenarnya indah.
Yes.
Dia tu banyak judgmental
Yeah.
right now. They really think, you're the love of my life,
Yeah.
this is my boyfriend, we're gonna do whatever together. That is the belief.
Yeah.
So they tried.
Yeah.
Like, you tried.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't it.
No.
It just happened to be not what you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And if you think you still have want your freedom and all that, live it. Live your
Yeah.
freedom right now before you just drag someone into a
Mm.
relationship and end up telling her, I haven't had enough freedom in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. Like, it's not fair for the other
For
person.
sure.
So
Yeah.
I am in a much better place today. And yeah, this is the reason why I really want to share, because I think it's important that you acknowledge, you address
Mhm.
what you cannot do by yourself. And
Mhm.
it's not inda bagi malu if you are looking for a therapist to help you with. Kadang-kadang your
Yeah.
family and friends do not have the capacity, do not have the tools to help
Does
you.
not have the right words.
No, inda.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to admit it. You need to go to a therapy.
Yeah, you need to
And
unload and
yeah,
get a different perspective.
exactly. So
Yeah.
do that, and then take your time to heal. Take your time to take care of yourself. Be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday, and do that every day. So whenever
Mhm.
that is that you're gonna bump into your next partner,
Mhm.
you are gonna be the best version of yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
we will. That's a lot to take in.
yes.
I don't know how
Yeah.
I will edit that.
Good
But
luck.
thank you so much for sharing
Thank you very much for
all
having me.
of this personal stories. I know it's not easy to share. I mean, like you said,
Yeah.
if I had asked you to do this a couple of months back, Indah
Yeah,
Kalita,
I wouldn't be able to do it, but
right?
I think I'm ready to share. If I could help anybody to just open their mind or eyes a little bit, why not?
Yeah. Maybe we can have you back with an update when you. What the heck, Kawin lagi Kawin? I don't know. But because someone like you, when I see someone like you, must have the potential to kawin wa. Because you're hopeful. You're not like a that end. Like you
I
don't.
believe there is someone in my definition of perfect for me one day, but I'm not in a rush to find that someone.
Yeah.
Whenever that is, and I will not let the society decide when I should remarry again.
See, this is the place you needed to arrive to. Okay.
Yeah, no, don't be afraid because you're getting older. I need to remarry and stuff like that. No, that should
Yeah.
never be the factor
Yeah.
why you need to meet
Because
someone now.
this is what got you in
Yeah.
trouble in the past. Like, oh,
Yes.
society this, society that. Like, who gives a
Yeah.
nobody cares. To be honest with you, you know, like,
Yang penting you're happy. You found your person, the right person,
yeah,
and don't ever rush it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You see, this is what I was hoping she will get. Okay,
Yes.
not to rush it.
And thanks to
Yeah.
Nadia too. She helped me a lot too.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know,
Yes.
yeah. My pleasure.
Yeah.
I love to deal with stuff like this. You know, like,
I just know who to call.
but I can be very quite tough. I know. Right?
Yes,
Right,
and
right,
that's
right.
exactly what I needed. There are things that I don't want to hear, but do you think Nadia will just filter it? No,
I can't.
she says exactly what you need to hear, and you're just like, awal-awal kadang-kadang takajut ko lang, tapi it's like, panardyo ah.
Like,
Like, yeah, Jam, it's a slap on the face. Tapi
yeah.
it's what you need to hear.
Like, cause for me, you have so much. You actually have more sense than this, ba? You know.
Yes.
But because you're in some rut,
Yeah.
like you're in that space where you nabajalan mo
Yeah,
tao
you're
mo.
not able to see through things.
Yeah, that's
And
the
Nadia will
thing.
be able to help you through that. Believe
Bringing
me.
you back to life. Yeah, so I do recall those times.
Yes.
And we weren't even talking. We were
Yeah.
messaging. It was just through IG messaging because
Yeah,
you were in,
IG message.
you're in Canada, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Anything is possible. We're in communication good.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll just end this now. And
Thank you.
thanks for sharing again. And how do you feel about sharing though? Is it okay?
I feel really good. I know it's some of it was really tough to share,
yeah.
but I really hope, like I said, someone could
learn from my experience.
Inshallah, I think so.
Inshallah.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Okay.
Thank
you.
you.
I hope you enjoyed this sharing, this podcast. It's a bit of a heavy topic, but it is quite current issues in
Yes.
Brunei, especially like all
Mhm.
this divorcing left, right, and center right now, right? But like, if you're somebody who's going through divorce already, ending the relationship now, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
There
I think.
is.
Yeah.
Believe that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. To the next. Until the next podcast. Bye.
Bye.